Hey guys, what is up? Cody Carter coming at you once again. Now today I'm going to do something a little different. I know I usually do vlogs and stuff, but today, lately I've been watching a lot of bug out bag videos, survival videos, things like that. And I kind of wanted to share what was in my bug out bag. So over here we have a little table where I'm going to put everything for you. This right here, if I can get it out without knocking anything over, is my nice little bag right here. This is pretty nice. It's everything I would need in any kind of bug out or get home situation. Bottom you have a little tent. I'll explain why it's on the bottom, or at least why it's not a big deal it's on the bottom. So first things first, we'll look at the outside of the bag. There is a mini first aid kit. A couple days ago I actually took everything apart. I took both first aid kits apart, and I kind of made this one a mini replica of what was inside. So I have basically everything that's in here is on the inside, except on the inside it's obviously there's more of it. And I also have my little ferrous rod with a striker on it. It's nice. Let me see if I can get a nice little picture for the camera. There it is. The only other thing on the outside, aside from my missing water, which of course is down here, I have two 1 liter bottles. I have my flashlight on the strap, nice little LED light right on the strap for easy access. And now also on the outside, I put my sleeping bag, obviously not on the back, the part that goes on my back, just gets strapped in. It's pretty easy, it's pretty nice, it's a lightweight sleeping bag. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you what's in this bad boy. Okay, so first is the top portion of it. It's a nice little pouch. This is where like my ease of access stuff goes. So first things first, emergency poncho. It's right here. It's not buried in my bag. I can pull it out at a moment's notice. I have a pair of gloves, work gloves. Now let me tell you, a couple months ago when I went out, I didn't bring anything except the bag. I didn't bring any wood. I didn't bring any lighter fluid or anything like that. So I had to go get all the wood myself. So I had to traipse into the woods, and I had to pull whatever wood I could in to burn. I think I spent about 3 hours. I spent a solid 3 hours just collecting wood. And I used different methods. I used to have a Coleman hatchet, which I used to like a lot, but something that does a better job than the Coleman hatchet is this machete. It's a nice Gerber machete. I know, Gerber, everybody. But the reason that I like this better is because of the saw blades on the back. This thing is, to me, in my experiences, much better at cutting wood than a hatchet. With a hatchet, it's not very heavy, but you're expending a lot of energy. It's a little loud, I'm sorry. You're expending a lot of energy. Chop, 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 swing, swing, swing with all your might. Swing, swing, swing. But with this, it's a really long blade. Pull it back and forth and back and forth and back. And this is a lot less energy than swinging your head off all day with a hatchet, to me. If you really are a hatchet lover, don't hate me. Nice little tinder. I've already used some of this. It works okay. It's not the best thing I've ever come across, and it probably wouldn't work in a wet situation. But it's nice just to kind of kick start your fire. Boom. It's pretty nice. Not too bad. It's very cheap. Like I said, it's probably not going to work in a wet situation. Here it is, the headlamp. So I just bought this thing not too long ago. I didn't have it on my last trip, but as you can see, it's crazy bright. It does come on a lower level and obviously off. I like the little adjustment you can make so you can look at the ground, whatever you need to. Nothing crazy. I think this was maybe 10 bucks. Hyper Tough if you don't know what the brand is. The only other thing in my access pouch is my waterproof match container. Like I said, this kind of is just for things that I would need quickly. If I need to make a fire, I don't need to dig through my entire bag to find something to make a fire. If I need to move something heavy or pull something out of a fire, I don't need to dig through my whole bag to find that. It starts raining, I don't want to have to dig through my whole bag. And I don't want to have to dig through my whole bag or pull the one that's my strap dedicated flashlight off to have a flashlight. Plus this is hands-free, so it's pretty nice. So that's what's in the outside pouch. If you open it up, there's two layers. There's the outer layer, and then there's also this inner layer. I don't know, you can't really see that, but. So the first thing I'm going to pull out is probably one of my favorite things, is this Sawyer straw. That's all it is. This is a Sawyer filter. Goes right on pretty much any bottle. Pretty much it goes on the pouch. Screw right on. Suck away. I do have some coffee filters in here too for gross filtration. You know, if I got really mucky, dirty water, and the first thing I wanted to do, I don't want to stick my Life Straw in some dirty, nasty water. So what I'm going to do, Sawyer straw, not Life Straw, sorry. So what I do first, you do the heavy filtration with the coffee filters. Then you can either pour that into a water bottle, attach this, which conveniently goes in my 1 liter bottles and the little pouch that they give you, or you can boil it. Either way you want to do it. Right here is my bigger first aid kit. Nice hard pouch. There's nothing crazy in here. I don't have any clotting powder or surgical bandages. I have a lot of band-aids. I have, 3-inch, 4-inch, big, heavy-duty band-aids. I have gauze. I have gloves, antiseptics, painkillers, diarrheal medicine. So if you're ever in a bug-out situation, you don't get madly dehydrated. Snake bite kit. I know where I live in Michigan, there's not a lot of snakes that are poisonous. I think there's the Michigan rattlesnake. I think that's about it. But you never know. And then when you don't have one, that's when you're gonna want it. So I like to live by the motto: better safe than sorry. So there's that. Now this is my little tin cup. It has a couple things in it. It has my emergency blanket in it, just in case my sleeping bag gets wet. Anything, with an emergency situation where I would need it, it's a nice thing to have. I have a couple meal bars wedged in here, so this is a nice little compact containment unit for the 3 of them. I have a few glow sticks. I got these at Walmart, cheap, $2, $2.50, something like that for 2 of them. And what I like to do when I get new stuff is test it out. So when I got a pack of these, the first thing I did, I bought an extra pack and I broke them open. I didn't break them open, but I broke them and started looking at them, and I had to watch them to see how much light they gave off, how long they were running. These actually come with a little hook and a little strap for your neck. So these will give off about 3 hours-ish of good light, but they will be lumescent for 14 hours. Or no, not 14, sorry, 11 hours. I remember I had it on for, 4 hours, 5 hours, and I went to bed, and I woke up, and it wasn't very bright, but it was still going. So there's something. I'm still tooled for summer. I have another week or so before November rolls around, so I'm going to have to do a lot of switching out of items and putting new items in and stuff like that. But this is my bug spray. It's a nice Max 100 Coleman. It works really well. I liked it. Here's my measuring cup. I don't know. Just in case you need one. Don't think I'm crazy. Here's my little silverware kit. Knife, spork, spoon. Nice, compact, easy. This is my in-the-bag heavy-duty flashlight. So there's a... Come on. Yeah. There is the bright, the dim, and then the seizure. It also has a Ferris rod on it, a whistle, and a compass. I wouldn't really trust this compass. It's not very good. These little bubble compasses like this, here you go. They're not very good in the aspect that they're not really reliable. They can't really give you a good... if you can find a good one, let me know. But I've never found something that's this size that will give you a confident north. So I have here another Ferris rod. I think I said that already, actually. Finally, there's a little multi-tool in it, right in the handle. Slides right up in there. So there's a couple little tools. A nice little knife, nice little bottle opener, nice little can opener. So it's a nice little kind of baby Swiss Army baby that goes right up in there. I think I might be actually putting it in backwards. Boom. So you just push that, slides right out. It's pretty nice. I'm a big fan of that flashlight. It's got the rubber on it for a nice grip. I have my cookware set. It's a single person mess kit. Maybe $10, I think, something like that. So it's got a nice little, it's got a little chow bowl, which I'm not a big fan. When I make the MREs, when you make an MRE, you pour the hot water in the packet and you leave it there. So why would I have something else I need to clean and wash when I can just eat it out of the packet? So I don't really use that. Here's my little pot. It's pretty nice. It's not very big, which I'm not a fan of. I have my little cup, and then the pot lid and a frying pan. So what these are, I always keep these in the cookware set. Let's see, I only got one hand to work with. So I have two of them. These are the water purification and water neutralization tablets. So that way, if I'm ever in a situation where it's not advantageous to boil water and say the Sawyer filter's broken, go for these. Drop, done. Little tablets, but they're in glass, as you probably heard. So I keep them in the nice metal cookware set, so I don't have to think twice about them getting broken. I don't have to think twice about them getting smashed and destroyed. I can just say, oh, okay, that's fine. They're in the cookware set. Everything's fine. Everything's sealed up. Everything's hard and protected. So you have a fall, you don't have to go through everything in your pack and be like, oh no, did this break? Did this break? Did this break? I don't have to worry about it. So there's that. A nice thing to know when let's say you're in a bug out situation, or say you're stranded somewhere or something like that. If you find a water source, you're never supposed to just leave. And let's say I find a water source and I drink some water and I feel pretty good, and I leave and I don't have any water with me. I'm at a detriment. So you always should have something extra to hold on to water with. This is not very expensive, super cheap, super compact. Plus it has the nice little reinforced carabiner hole. So if I fill this up with I think it's a liter. Yeah, 1 liter. This is an outdoor product. You can slap it to any one of the straps, any one of the hook holes on your backpack. It's pretty nice. I like it. A lot of people like to go with a reusable canteen, the steel canteens, but you have to be really careful with that. And the only reason is because a lot of the steel canteens have a plastic layer in them. So if you a lot of people like steel canteens for multi-use. They like to boil water in them and things like that. But the thing you have to look out for is if it has any kind of lining, any kind of layer on the inside, excuse me, all that is going to melt. And then it's ruined at that point. Some other things I have in here are just kind of some miscellaneous. I have a deck of cards to pass the time. I have hand sanitizer, which is always nice to have. A nice little sewing kit. I got this for maybe $1.50. It's pretty nice to have if you need to sew a button back on, anything like that. You tear a hole in anything. Now it's not a canvas. It's not like a canvas sewing kit. I'm not going to be able to sew a hole in my tarp, but I might be able to get away with something for a day. I also have a 114-inch zip ties, as well as extra vinyl gloves, non-latex, just in case I need them. There's I think one pair in with the bigger emergency first aid kit, but other than that, there's none. So say you get to a point where you're capturing and skinning animals, you're gonna get blood all over your hands. Then you're gonna use up your hand sanitizer awfully quick. Any kind of water source is gonna get blood in it. So it's just easier that way. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different of these Mountain House MREs. Now they're nice. They're nice. I like them. I've eaten them. They're really not bad at all. They're pretty good actually. Especially, I'm very used to doing things like eating Chef Boyardee out of the can. So this kind of stuff, it's pretty good. It's nice. It's hot. It's good. Especially when you're really hungry after a long day of hauling wood out from the freaking woods. Now, I showed you earlier my bag with the 10 on the bottom. The reason that it's on the bottom is because I don't want anything over the top. I used to have my sleeping bag on the top, my 10 on the bottom, but I recently put the sleeping bag on the outside and strapped it that way because I don't like things on the top. I have no access to anything in the pack if I have to loosen the straps, slide it out, and then I have to put it somewhere, and then I have to take the straps off to even open the bag. So I put the 10 on the bottom, but I put the 10 spikes in the bag. Oh yeah, that sounds pretty weird, but the last thing I want is a 10 spike going through the super thin vinyl layer that is a cheap single person hiking tent. And I think the only thing left is some extra batteries. Boom, AAA, which goes in the headlamp, which goes in each of the flashlights. Just pretty nice. I want to get a little bit of a bigger pack of batteries just because there's only 6 in that pack, so it's not a whole lot. It'd be nice to have maybe 12 or 20. So as for the main compartment of the pack, it's pretty much empty. The only other thing is in the very back pouch. I don't want to take them out because they are a huge pain to get in, but I will show you I have some tarps in here. A few tarps. That way, if anything happens to the tent, if anything happens where I lose the tent, or let's say I just don't take the tent, I have the tarps. I can put one on the ground, use the zip ties and the paracord, which for some reason I think is actually in the lower compartment. So I can take the cord that I have and the zip ties that I have to make a makeshift pop-up tent, I suppose you could say. So that's all for the main compartment. Now in this smaller compartment down here, I have a couple things. I have some nice yellow cordage, highly visible. I have right here, like I said, this is very tooled for summer. I'll just take it out and show you. I have some SPF 50. I have some clothing and gear spray, not to be sprayed on your body because apparently it just causes cancer instantaneously. I have some wet wipes, which is nice because if you're at a point where you can't take a shower, what are you going to do? Here's the coffee filters I talked about. Here is the nice duct tape roll. This is actually Gorilla Tape, way stronger. You never know when you're going to need it. It's kind of like a multi-tool, kind of like a lot of things, like the hand sanitizer. Never know when you're going to need it, but you might need it. So bring it with you. Now right here, this is going to look a little weird. I bought a huge pack of tea lights. They were super cheap, $2 maybe at Walmart. So right here I have 8 of them wrapped up in a nice little package here. There's rubber bands here, here, here. Obviously you can see. I'm not going to take these out because it's a huge pain in the butt to put back. But these are just wrapped in some shop rags. So I have that, which is pretty nice to have. I have a couple extra rags and my bandanas. So I have some extra rags and I have bandanas, which are a survivor's best friend. Use them for anything. You can use them for gross filtration. You can use them to keep yourself warm, keep yourself shielded from the sun. You know, there's all sorts of different things you can use them for. I have 2 shirts in here. There's one gray short sleeve shirt, one large, it's kind of like a woven Henley long sleeve shirt. It's pretty warm. I like it a lot. And I also have in here, I really don't want to take some of this stuff out. I have my knife sharpener. Now this is definitely not your best knife sharpener in the world, but if you're ever in a situation where this is your only option, or leaving your knife slightly duller, this is a better option. I bought it because it was cheap and it was compact, and it's better than leaving it like it is. That's just my opinion. And then the only other things in here I have one pair of jeans, and a few extra pairs of socks. Trench foot is a thing, people. So that's what I have. So that's my bug out bag, or get home bag, or however you want to put it. If I was ever in a situation where I had my bag, I keep my bag in my car. So if I was ever in a situation where I was at home and I had to bug out, I would, it would be a bug out bag. But if I had it at a point where I was, say, at work or somewhere else, at an appointment or something, and I needed to get home with it, that's no problem at all. It clocks in about, I think it was about 25 pounds, which isn't crazy. I weigh about 185, so it's not overly cumbersome. It's not too heavy. It's pretty nice, actually. I use it mainly for camping and stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it. I kind of wanted to just share my bug out bag. I've been watching a lot of these bug out videos, and a lot of guys have very discerning opinions. A lot of guys are very specific on what they like and what they don't like, and I've seen some things that I know are really good ideas, and I know some things are really, really bad ideas. So I'm probably going to make a couple more videos about it. I've really been into the whole survival thing for like the last very long time. Last minute here, I've been pretty into it. So that's about it. I just wanted to kind of share with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you guys think I'm missing anything or something that can be improved on or anything like that, just go ahead and leave it in the comments. And I guess we'll see y'all later. Remember, it's your life. Live it.